And I said this years ago to myself in videos like this, and two different groups who I thought maybe actually got it at the time, which, of course, I think we all know the answer to that now. But either way, that's another part of the false schema trickery. Don't look at this world and see all these demonic psychopaths getting away with it every time, and then on top of it getting life easy. And then look at what they're doing and then try to mimic that, thinking that, well, if I just act like them, I'll get life like them. Nope. Don't even try it. Trust me, that one's a trick. It's no different than Elliot Rodger or some incel seeing that stupid assholes get bitches, but missing the point that it's because they're attractive and they just they're being a piece of shit is they're just allowed to get away with it to get access to their attractive. It's not the being a piece of shit part that's attractive. But the part that they see is that they're just a stupid asshole, and so they'll try to copy how these, dudes that get women act. And it's like now they're getting fucking, going to prison or whatever for some shit that if an attractive dude had done it, everyone would have been looking the other way. It's like, don't fall for shit like that. What you have to do is you look at this world and you see a disparity like that, where an action rewarded for one is punished for another, and you gotta just acknowledge right then that it has nothing to do with the actions. Something else is going on there. It can't be the actions, or everyone would get the same response for the same action in the same context. So you have to be looking for something else. And in that case, yeah, what it is looks. Although to a greater extent, really, on the most general level, it's just pragmatic utility for these human criminals. Do they benefit from you? Right? It's just attractiveness is considered innately beneficial. But if they're not benefiting from you, you're done. And they see you as a burden no matter how much you do. So no, humans are a burden on people. They said there are no people amongst humans. All right, because being a human is defined by being evil, or maybe there are. I don't know. I mean, I've yet to find one. The only thing I could think would be maybe like truly mentally retarded humans. Because I mean, I've seen plenty of retarded people. They're not bothering anybody. I mean, maybe if you're a psychopath, you would consider them a burden because like they're not being a slave to benefit the corporate terrorism or give you some free shit, right? So, no, that's not a burden. That's just called somebody being tolerable to be around. So they're not bothering anybody. Okay, they need help with stuff. Or, well, you humans need help going the fuck away. And then you cry when you get it. But so, okay, maybe retarded humans are people. Well, okay, well then, if that's all humans we're just like mentally retarded, and just okay, maybe they can't do stuff on their own. But I mean, yeah, when's the last time you ever seen a retard, like an actual like legit retard to do some evil shit? When's the last time you ever seen that? But you'll notice, so the one subset of humans that might be people that aren't evil, those are the ones they want to detect it before they're even born so that they can abort it, right? There's no detection for state terrorism or corporate terrorism to abort that. You can't abort none of that preemptively, of course. But the ones that are truly not bothering anybody, you got to murder them. It's awful convenient how that works out, right? It's like that one dude, I've been watching his shit. It's a Muslim guy, and it's like, all right, cool. Well, if he thinks Allah is the answer, all right, well, he's not bothering anybody. He's was nice to talk to. He had nice things to say about me. I, had nice things to say about him. And it's no obsequiousness and, ingratiating shit either. He could have had all sorts of flowery shit to say about me, but if he was a piece of shit, it wouldn't matter. Right? It's like he actually seemed like a person, But it's like, all right, well, whatever. He just thinks, there's some God or whatever, but, he's like not bothering by Dude, I could only dream of a world like that. Right? And I see his videos, and it's like, that's the guy that has to slave away for nothing and has to, do this bullshit dance on fucking dating apps with a bunch of cunts who, say, gay is no different. It's like that trans app. He's talking about trying to talk to women on websites and apps and stuff, and like, you got to pay to talk to them. Well, that's what this trans app is like. They expect you to pay. Oh, this is a free app. No, it isn't. You're restricting my access to the most basic functionality to extort fictional currency. What's the point of a dating app where you can't even talk to somebody? No, nobody's paying for that, dude. And on that app, I see it all the time. You'll see hundreds of new profiles get made. Motherfuckers will put a couple pictures up or whatever, and then they'll just never be online again because they realize how stupid and pointless the app is, and they just leave. Right? Nobody's paying for that shit. But it's like, so like that dude, he just wants a fucking wife or whatever. But humans have all decided, oh, he's got to, do some bullshit job for nothing and then take those, those units of fictional currency just to pay for the right to talk to some stupid bitch on the internet that doesn't even guarantee it's going to go anywhere. Right? Why don't they start doing these apps that way? They don't get paid till they put you with somebody. How about that? Then, man, I bet your fucking messages and all that shit be going through real fast. I bet you'd be pairing up real fast, wouldn't you? But no, your life and everything you experience is totally meaningless to these fucking criminals over some, like I said, your life for fictional, like I said, it's not even money, really. There's no value to it. So it's actually worse. And then triple worse of how fucking obsessed with it that these humans are. Your life is meaningless to them over some fake money. And then, of course, humans will try to pretend you're hypocritical in that, right? Well, why are you so worried about motherfuckers paying you back or getting what you're owed in this society? Because, again, the money's fictional, but the oppression resultant from it is very real. And it's like, you're not going to rob everything from me and not give it back. All right, to the extent it shouldn't exist, well, but I got to get the benefits of it first. Just to equal it out. Then we can worry about undoing that. Do you really think I'm supposed to not get what I'm fucking owed? But you humans, you think you're owed everything, even though, like, the only thing you deserve is to be just totally, like, I don't even know what the word is for it. Just obliterate it. Like, truly, humans have to, in their entirety, go away forever. Or you can't even dream of starting to have any justice in this motherfucking world. Motherfuckers will say no justice, no peace. Well, as long as humans exist, there can't be any justice. Their entire existence, their social fictions are all about forcing injustice. And then they're going to play it off as justice or whatever. Or I see motherfuckers in the past go, fuck morality. fuck morality and all that. I hope they didn't really mean that. I hope they understood the difference, or at least listen to me talk about it. When you say fuck morality, at least I hope you mean, and what you should mean is fuck this human social shit that they're trying to pass off as morality, right? Because they want to pretend like it's moral for you to do shit that benefits them or not do shit that benefits them. AKA, they don't want to experience what they deserve to experience in response to their demonic actions. They want to get away with it. Well, of course you're the good guy if you let me get away with it. That's not real morality. Okay, and there can't be more than one morality. There's just morality, or it's either moral or it isn't. All right, it's now Nietzschean bullshit of slave morality, master morality. No, that's all bullshit. It's either morality is either moral or it's not. You don't get to decide what's moral. And these humans know the difference between right and wrong, because their whole society is built on just pretending that evil shit they did somehow magically wasn't. And that's something I've meant to bring this up a few times, because I've read about this in the past. I remember reading. Well, first of all, let me go ahead and preface that by reiterating something I have mentioned before, that revenge is justice. Okay, somebody does something to you, you do something back to them. That's called justice. If they didn't want something done to them, they shouldn't have fucked with you. All right. But humans don't like justice. They hate morality. They hate justice. So they, again, with their social fiction, they want to put a pejorative on actual justice, and they want to call it revenge, and put all these theatrics around it, these aphorisms and shit like that, right? So when they want to, brag about their cold-hearted barbarity, well, then it's okay, and they'll say shit like justice, revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, yeah, you are cold because you're evil, and you don't do justice, you do vindication. Humans have never performed a just action ever. It's never happened. They're just vindictive. They get enraged when you don't just give them their way, or especially if you dare to stand up to them. And then here come the fucking theatrics, and they want to pass that off as either justice or revenge in a fucking flippant, aphoristic context like that of, well, it's okay when I did it. Because revenge is okay when it's them being vindictive and, getting away with it on their own fictional legal basis, right? So they'll be an actual criminal by their own definition. And like I said, all just the different levels of getting away with being an actual criminal. They love that shit. They eat that shit up. Like I said, that's all humans live for. But no, revenge is justice. I don't care what pejoratives they put on it. That's the only justice that exists. If somebody does something to you, you do something to them. Well, humans hate that. Humans want to get away with being evil, right? So like these supposed, no tolerance policies in schools and bullshit like that. So, you're getting bullied, you're getting beat up, and you punch one of them back a single time. Well, now you're getting, punished. And as I've said before, you can't punish morality. You can't be punished for doing nothing wrong. That's called persecution. Humans will play games with that word too. But these zero tolerance policies, they call them, that's just a way for them to help the bullies get away with it. Those things that are eventually going to become state and corporate terrorists. And, like I said, the Jeff Bezoses that are going to murder you, right? When they're not having their little child fucking police do it for them or whatever, right? Yeah, that's where that shit starts. The zero tolerance policy persecutes you for defending yourself, and then they, the aggressor, get the same, like, punishment, which is nowhere close to what they deserve for what they did. So really it's a reward. They're showing these kids when they're real young who they're allowed to get away with fucking with or not. And they're more importantly showing you that you better dare not stand up for yourself. Right? Like I said, pure evil. But either way, that other thing I haven't mentioned yet was on that. I remember reading that one time. Something about some study or whatever it was that they were talking about, how motherfuckers that get revenge don't actually usually feel satisfied afterwards, or something like that. Well, the definition of revenge aside, which I just covered, let's just take that for granted. Well, even if that were the case, that you did get revenge and you still didn't feel satisfied afterwards, okay, well, a lot of that is just going to be due to the existence of state terrorism. Somebody's going to do evil shit to you, you do something to them in response that you have every right to do. Well, now the state has decided that they gotta, kidnap you or even murder you in response. And they'll be looking for you forever over some shit that if it had got done to you, nobody give a fuck. That's where the lack of satisfaction afterwards comes from. It's because you really didn't get justice. You did the actions to precipitate that, but the state is in the way. Like I said, justice is more about the outcome than anything. All right, well, if I do something to something that did something to me, and now I'm the one that's worried about unjust consequences as a result of that, well then yeah, real justice didn't take place. But that's not a fault of, revenge, if you want to call it that. That's a fault of these human psychopaths, again, doing everything to prevent morality.